Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Priyanshi Sharma. In this show, we'll get you an update on the top news stories, starting with Telangana, where it was a day of high political drama. After being arrested on Tuesday evening, YSR Telangana party leader YS Sharmila has now been granted bail on personal surety. Earlier, shocking scenes played out on a Hyderabad road where a crane brought in by the city police towed away YS Sharmila's car while she was sitting inside. This happened a day after Sharmila, who is Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy's sister, she was detained after a clash between her supporters and workers of the ruling TRS. Let's go across to Uma Sudhir for more details on this. Uma, YS Sharmila has now gotten a bail. What does this mean, and could you take us through a timeline and significance of this political drama?
After getting bail in the Nampally court, YS Sharmila has in fact just reached home, where her mother, YS Vijay Lakshmi, had been sitting on a diksha. As you would recall, we had been reporting that she was not allowed to step out of her house, so she was on virtual house arrest at her Lotus Pond residence. And after YS Sharmila's release, the mother gave up on the diksha, her protest, and just now, a short while ago, YS Sharmila has reached home. There are three things here to note. One, there are very serious sections that have been slapped on YS Sharmila, which would include obstructing policemen from doing their duty, criminally assaulting them as well, with the intent of causing injury, and also she's accused of snatching the cell phone of one of the policemen who apparently was trying to shoot when she was using what has been described as unparliamentary language. So both the the police side and the Sharmila's lawyers, in fact, presented their arguments, after which on a personal surety, she has been released on bail. As you would recall, earlier, High Court, in fact, had also allowed permission for Sharmila to continue with her Padyatra, which, in fact, got disrupted at Narsampet in Warangal district after a clash broke out with TRS supporters, in fact, coming and attacking her convoy, her vehicle, and that is the vehicle that she had brought in today. What we do not know is whether the resumption of the Padyatra will happen immediately, or Sharmila has other plans before she resumes her Padyatra. This is what happened through the day. Before we get into the VT, I would just also like to say that Jagan Mohan Reddy, who is the brother of YS Sharmila, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister, he has not yet publicly reacted on this. It's only his party spokesperson who has held the position that the YSR Telangana party and the YSR Congress party do not have any political links, and they are not in the field at all when the political kind of ideas or plans of YS Sharmila are concerned. And when I had asked Sharmila's husband about it, he did say that as a brother, he may come and express support because we have stood by him in his tough times, and that she has also done a Padyatra for her brother. So I would presume that he would come, is what Anil Kumar, who is the husband of Sharmila, had said. Let's take a look at this report, which gives us what happened through the day of dramatic developments on an arterial road in Hyderabad.
High drama on an arterial road of Hyderabad today when a crane brought in by the city police towed away the car of YS Sharmila, leader of the YSR Telangana party and sister of Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, while she still sat inside in the driver's seat.
I think he will come, as a brother, because we stood for him when he was in tough situations. She walked for him.
Sharmila has covered 3,500 kilometers on a Padyatra from October last year, targeting KCR's TRS government, hoping that the YSR Telangana party that she launched will challenge the TRS. With Uma Sudhir, Bureau Report, NDTV.
The other big story, servers of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences have now finally been restored after 6 days. The AIIMS server was under a ransomware attack under which a user or an organization is denied access to their files on their computer. In most cases, the cyber attackers demand a ransom to allow access to the files. While now the hospital data has been restored on the servers, it's not all normal just yet. The network is being sanitized before the services can be restored. All hospital services, including outpatient, inpatient, laboratories and other data, they're still being run on manual mode as of now till that process gets completed. Moving now to the big controversy over the comments of an Israeli filmmaker heading the Indian Film Festival jury, who called the movie The Kashmir Files vulgar and propaganda. Many have condemned his remarks. Israel's ambassador to India has apologized to India and said that the Israeli filmmaker should be ashamed for his comments. The festival jury too has said that its chief, Nadav Lapid's remarks are completely his personal opinion. So they've distanced themselves from his comments. The film's protagonist as well, Anupam Kher, has said that using the International Film Festival in India's platform for personal agenda is disgusting.
That felt to us like a propaganda vulgar movie, inappropriate for an artistic competitive section of such a prestigious film festival.
A comment on the movie Kashmir Files by the head of the jury has triggered a huge storm. Jury head Nadav Lapid's scathing criticism of the film at the closing ceremony of the prestigious India International Film Festival in Goa.
We were, all of us, disturbed and shocked by the 15th film, by the movie Kashmir Files, that felt to us like a propaganda vulgar movie, inappropriate for an artistic competitive section of such a prestigious film festival. I feel totally comfortable to share openly these feelings here with you on stage.
The comments by the Israeli filmmaker drew a sharp response from the filmmaker.
700 लोगों के पर्सनल इंटरव्यूज के बाद ये फिल्म बनी है, तो आज मैं विश्व के सारे बुद्धिजीवियों को, इन अर्बन एक्सेल्स को चैलेंज करता हूं, इन महान फिल्म मेकर जो इजराइल से आए उनको भी चैलेंज करता हूं कि कश्मीर फाइल्स का एक शॉट, एक डायलॉग, इवेंट कोई अगर प्रूव कर दे कि ये पूरी तरह से सत्य नहीं है, तो मैं फिल्में बनाना छोड़ दूंगा.
Lapid's remarks came at a time when India-Israel collaboration on films was the main highlight at the film festival. Popular Israeli series Fauda's 4th season was premiered at the fest and with the stars in attendance, and Minister Anurag Thakur personally praising the series.
Anaknu a havim Fauda, Bokim habaim la hahudu. So it is Namaste. Well, we love Fauda and welcome to India.
Left red-faced with the anti-climax in Goa, Israeli embassy launched an all-out damage control with the ambassador telling Nadav Lapid that he should be ashamed of his comments.
I think that one private person with his own opinion shouldn't change anything here, and that's what I was trying to tell, that the relations are much stronger than this individual, another individual. Each one is entitled to his own opinion.
In his tweet, he also expressed concern that after Lapid's tirade, many were questioning the Holocaust and the Schindler's List. In Mumbai, Israel Consul General Kobi Shoshani met Kashmir Files actor Anupam Kher to personally denounce Lapid's comments.
I didn't know Nadav before, and when he started to speak, I was in shock, and I told him that it's his own private agenda, nothing to do with us.
Even other jury members rushed in to dissociate themselves from the comments. Jury member Sudipto Sen said that Lapid's comments were his personal opinion and not that of the jury. Opinions, however, remain divided on the movie.
मैं तो अभी इतना ही देखता हूँ कि जिस तरह से प्रोपेगेंडा हुआ था एक पार्टी का और एक पार्टी के खिलाफ, उसके लिए फिल्म बनाई थी, लेकिन ये सिनेमा आने के बाद कश्मीर में सबसे ज्यादा किलिंग्स हुई है पंडितों की, आपने देखा होगा.
The Kashmir Files is based on the exodus of Kashmiri Pandits from the valley at the height of militancy in the 1990s. The movie was heavily promoted by BJP leaders, led by the Prime Minister himself, and was a commercial success. It also faced allegations of fanning communal sentiments. Bureau Report, NDTV.
Moving on, Rajasthan's Chief Minister Ashoka Loth and his rival Sachin today appeared together in an uneasy show of unity after the Chief Minister called his former deputy a gaddar or a traitor in an interview to NDTV 5 days ago. The duo stood next to each other and stressed that Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra, which enters Rajasthan on December 4th, will be a big success in the state.
हमारे लिए पार्टी सर्वोपरि है। हम चाहेंगे कि पार्टी का जो कारवां चल पड़ा राहुल जी के साथ में आगे बढ़े। देश के अंदर कांग्रेस का रुतबा जो था पहले पुनः कायम होगा, क्योंकि कांग्रेस का और देश का डीएनए एक है।
और सच ये है कि भाजपा के पास जवाब देने को कुछ नहीं है। इसलिए राजस्थान में जब भारत जोड़ो यात्रा आएगी, एक बहुत ही ऐतिहासिक यात्रा होने वाली है और हर वर्ग इस यात्रा से जुड़ेगा। स्वतः ही अपनी इच्छा से लोग आएंगे और लाखों की तादाद में राहुल जी के साथ लोग जुड़ेंगे। हम सब ने चर्चा करी है और मैं पूरे प्रदेशवासियों की तरफ से ये संदेश देना चाहता हूं, हम सब जो कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ता हैं, कि इस यात्रा में हम सब मिलकर राहुल जी को, पार्टी को, सबको आगे लेकर रखेंगे।
वी आर वेरी मच यूनाइटेड हियर। अशोक जी, सचिन पायलट जी, बोथ ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू दैट कांग्रेस पार्टी इज यूनाइटेड इन राजस्थान। अशोक गहलोत, सचिन पायलट दोनों पार्टी का एसेट है। दोनों पार्टी के एसेट है।
Moving on, the Bharat Jodo Yatra is in Madhya Pradesh's Ujjain and Rahul Gandhi seems to be on a real-life temple run. Rahul Gandhi reached the abode of Baba Mahakaleshwar. He prayed at the temple and former Chief Minister Kamal Nath and other Congress leaders too sought blessings at the temple with Rahul Gandhi. And the politics is not just on in Gujarat and that Bharat Jodo Yatra. There's a high-stake poll coming up in Delhi as well. Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal went door-to-door to seek votes in South Delhi's Chirag Delhi for the upcoming elections for the Municipal Corporation, which has been under the BJP rule for 15 years. Now, he spoke to people in a chopal, claiming that the Aam Aadmi Party will win in 230 out of the 250 wards in the Municipal Corporation. The Aam Aadmi Party's key poll issue this time is the garbage issue, promising to clear Delhi's 3 landfills if they come to power after the polls scheduled for December 4th.
लोगों को इतना विश्वास है आज आम आदमी पार्टी के ऊपर, इसीलिए आम आदमी पार्टी कॉन्फिडेंट है कि लोग जो हैं वो एमसीडी में आम आदमी पार्टी को मौका देंगे। दूसरी तरफ बीजेपी 7 मुख्यमंत्री बीजेपी ने उतार दिए दिल्ली में हमारे खिलाफ। 7 मुख्यमंत्री, यूपी के मुख्यमंत्री आ रहे हैं, हिमाचल प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री आ रहे हैं, हरियाणा के
एमपी के भी मुख्यमंत्री थे शायद।
एमपी के मुख्यमंत्री भी आ रहे हैं, हिमाचल प्रदेश के आ रहे हैं, हरियाणा के आ रहे हैं, असम के आ रहे हैं। 17 केंद्रीय मंत्री उतारे हुए, अमित शाह जी आ रहे हैं, हरदीप पुरी आ रहे हैं। सारे किस लिए? क्योंकि 15 साल में कोई काम नहीं किया। अगर काम कर देते एक मंत्री की जरूरत नहीं थी।
Staying with politics, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge has sparked a controversy after he compared Prime Minister Modi to Ravan. The BJP condemned the statement, saying it exposes the Congress's mindset. The face-off comes ahead of the first phase of the Gujarat elections on December 1st.
आप किसी को मत देखो, मोदी को देखकर वोट दो। भाई तुम्हारे को तुम्हारी सूरत कितनी बार देखना, कारपोरेशन में भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना, एमएलए इलेक्शन भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना, एमपी इलेक्शन में भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना। हर जगह कितने भाई, क्या आपके रावण के जैसा 100 मुख है क्या है?
जिस प्रकार का बयान, जिस प्रकार का वक्तव्य कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष खड़गे साहब ने माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के लिए दिया है, उन्होंने माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को रावण कहा है। और मुझे लगता है इससे बड़ी धृष्टता इस प्रकार के भाषा का प्रयोग, इस प्रकार का गाली गलोच अपने प्रधानमंत्री के लिए करना, और वह भी गुजरात के सपूत के लिए ऐसे शब्दों का प्रयोग गुजरात में खड़े होकर करना, यह उचित नहीं है, यह निंदनीय है और कहीं न कहीं ये कांग्रेस की मानसिकता को दर्शाता है.
With that, it's time for a very short break. But on the other side, we'll tell you about a merger that's set to make Air India India's biggest international carrier. Stay tuned. Welcome back. A major story. There is a merger in the civil aviation industry. Vistara Airlines will be merged with Tata-owned Air India by March 2024. And this merger is set to make the company India's biggest international carrier. Singapore Airlines, which owns a minority share in Vistara in this joint venture with Tata, will own around 25% of this enlarged Air India. And Singapore Airlines will invest 2,000 crores into this. Now, what will this merger mean? Air India, Vistara and Air Asia will together have 218 aircraft. 30 additional aircraft will be on order, and for reference, Indigo has 290 aircraft in service, 524 on order. This is what that big merger will mean in terms of the overall capacity of these two airlines as they will merge to become the biggest international carrier in India. Moving on to the protests in China. It has been 15 days since the first set of protests erupted in China against the lockdown. Here's an update and the economic impact that is possible after these protests. After 15 days since the first protests against the lockdown in China started, people now reportedly forced to delete photos to silence dissent. As Xi Jinping's zero-COVID strategy is set to enter its fourth year. This as the country reported 38,645 new daily COVID cases, the first decline after record highs for 3 consecutive days. Chinese authorities detained protesters, though it's unclear how many. World leaders condemned the silencing of protests. UK's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak condemned the recent attack on a BBC journalist reporting in China, which the Chinese government has justified by saying that the journalist deliberately hid his press credentials.
Now let's be clear, the so-called golden era is over, along with the naive idea that trade would automatically lead to social and political reform. Instead of listening to their people's protests, the Chinese government has chosen to crack down further, including by assaulting a BBC journalist.
People should be allowed the right to assemble and to peacefully protest.
Demonstrations also emerged in other parts of the world in solidarity with the Chinese protesters. The world's largest manufacturing hub being locked down is raising fears of an economic slowdown.
China as a major economic player, and China still struggling with COVID, there's an impact on the economy.
With repeated lockdowns in China, a lot is at stake for the global economy. Here are some facts. China makes up 29% of total global manufacturing output, according to a UN report. It is one of the largest semiconductor producers globally with a 9% market share, according to the Semiconductors Industry Association. A Bloomberg report says that the tensions in Apple's China plant is likely to result in a production shortfall of close to 6 million iPhone Pro units this year. With protests in at least 8 cities, Xi Jinping's government faces a double threat: growing anger from the public and serious economic risks. Priyanshi Sharma for NDTV.